The National Institute of Seismology, Volcanology, Meteorology, and Hydrology in Sivume alerted the National Coordinator for Disaster Reduction CONRED on the eruption with pyroclastic flows in the fire volcano. During the next 7 hours until the time of the eruption, the Sivume issued 2 other bulletins indicating the presence of that flow. Shortly thereafter, according to the narration of the survivors, the volcanic material had already reached some communities. In the bulletin 29/2018 of the Insivume was indicated that the fire volcano recorded the strongest activity in the last years, and it was at the time of the institution recommended the CONRED to raise the alert and consider evacuating people. At 3:20 p.m., the second and largest explosion of the volcano occurred. At Sunday midnight, the report is 25 dead people and hundreds of missing people. I have 2 children that I met with them last night, but my 2 daughters, my grandson, and my son are missing. More than 15 days after the tragedy of the volcano fire, the panorama in Zone 0 is discouraging. More than 10 communities with damage around the volcano of fire, the majority of the department of Escuintla and at least 4 in Zacatepeques. The place is like a desert. Aid still continues in charge of the relief corps, elements of the army, national civil police, and national and international volunteers in conjunction with CONRED. Near the Zone 0, there are some communities that do not want to leave from the place for fear of stealing their belongings.
There are people who want to rob the houses. That's what we told to the minister that came the other day. He spoke with us. For example, last night a patrol came to leave us food.
But in the midst of this unfortunate tragedy, the Guatemalans come together to be supportive, and many foreigners come to offer their help and assistance. Such is the case of a group of volunteers from the United States, who from the day they found out of the tragedy, decided to leave their activities to provide help and knowledge in such situations. From psychological help to humanitarian aid, this group of volunteers does not rest for helping our affected brothers.
Tell them.
Dice que ellos tienen voluntarios a ayudar a las personas perjudicadas.
We go to last 20 years all the disasters around the world.
Y a ver los desastres, a ver cuáles son los daños más grandes para.
So we're going to bring attention of the world to here, to get help for the rebuilding.
Entonces ellos están acá con una misión de ver la mucha lluvia y todo eso. Ayer estuvieron allá en el lugar de.
But the most important thing is the grassroots volunteers. You are very important.
Es importante, dice que ver la voluntad de la gente.
And the fact that you're women, very good. Women volunteers, yeah.
Even international rescuers supported CONRED during their visit. We put together in partnership to try to help as much as we can voluntarily. This help, we are doing it through these 2 organizations that I founded, called United Badges of Honor. As I was mentioning, next week I will have ready my team to explore here again and join the Guatemalan National Police along with CONRED. Don René Guerra and Don Gregorio lost some relatives during the volcano eruption last weekend. However, they do not lose hope of finding their relatives and ask God to provide them
We have lost families among the villages. Families are related, so we have also lost families from the bottom where the village was destroyed. I think what we need essentially will be work. Material things we cannot anticipate because we don't know if we're going to be evacuated later. We don't know how it is, how authorities have analyzed.
A few kilometers from the devastated area by the volcano eruption is located the park of San Juan Alotenango, which after the disaster became a shelter for many families who could still run and protect their lives. In the place is located a collection center, where you can see that the aid that arrives is stored for their respective transfer to other shelters. Some inhabitants of San Juan Alotenango tell us how they lived that Sunday the eruption of the volcano of fire.
There were already signs. There had never been that. There were many thunders and the roofs of the houses trembled. I told my son, "Son, the volcano is going to erupt," to which he answered me, "That is not possible." Now the eruption expelled it from below the volcano. It is sad, because in reality, those are things of God. If we are here, it is by the will of God. All this is written. May God free us, and may God defend us. If that volcano comes to blow, we ask God doesn't come here, because if it happens, we are done.
But in the midst of all the help, people always seek to cling to God, and it was not alien to the elements of the army who could be seen for a few moments, distributing Bibles so that the people who lost everything could cling to God and seek consolation in His Word. But in the midst of tragedy, there are always good-hearted people who want to help. That's why Michael Caponi and Allison Thompson, volunteers from the United States, wanted to join the cause and buy groceries to help the affected people. From very early, they were seen delivering bags with food and necessities to the victims, who appreciated the noble gesture of charity. Thank you very much. God bless you. For 2 weeks, this group of volunteers joined the cause to continue supporting. This time, Bethany Frankel joined the initiative to deliver cash cards, which can be changed at any supermarket in the country for people who are in the hostels.
Guatemala is a very nice country, with very good people like you, who want to come to greet you, who have an excellent attitude and these gift cards. It's so that all of you can buy whatever you think necessary. First need products. In addition, this group does it in this way to help the local economy, because buying will generate jobs and people will buy what they need most in order to create progress.
The people in the shelters thank the help received, as well as being thankful to God and the people who have cared and have not forgotten this unfortunate tragedy.
Thanks God and all of you. In one way or another, we have received the help. Started first with cloth, then with food, and recently, some people has give us also cash. And now you give us the privilege with these gift cards. You say something very important. To flow the trade, and the most important thing is to fill our needs that exist in our home. You said something very important. To flow the trade, and the most important thing is to fill our needs that exist in our home. There are different needs for us, economic, medicine, but thanks God, and we will have the opportunity. We thank all who have cared for us and give us this help, which has been a great blessing. So God bless you. You have come from far away, are supporting us, but truly God will pay you. God bless you and reward you for what you do for us.
Michael and Allison, in their last days in Guatemala, wanted to visit one of the communities furthest and affected by the eruption of the volcano fire and continue contributing. This time, joined to the cause the Motorcycle Angels, who provided water purification filters for the affected communities. They departed from Antigua, Guatemala, passing through El Tejar, San Andrés Itzapa, San Pedro Yepocapa, until reaching Siquinalá, Escuintla. During the whole journey, they were delivering masks to the inhabitants because of the ash that still spelled the Colossus. After almost 2 hours of dirt road going through the village Las Palmas, village Osuna, they managed to reach the village Chuchu, even crossing 3 rivers by motorcycle. The help finally arrived at the community of families affected. Even Allison, in a moment of joy, shared with some children in the place. The eruption of the Fuego volcano left at least 120 dead people, more than 1,714,000 people affected, 12,823 people evacuated, 3,617 sheltered, 8,355 people served, and more than 197 missing persons. Guatemala is in a phase of reconstruction. Our affected brothers have lost relatives, neighbors, friends, belongings, their homes. Guatemala needs us all.